स्वयं व्यासेन कथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणी भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथ जलागान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जनषड्पदैरहरहः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्रीकृष्णाय परमात्मने नमः। अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः।
Hari Om, Sumati ji, could you please chant the Mangala Shloka also? Narayana paro vyaktat andamavyakta sambhavam andasyantastvime lokaha saptadvipa cha medini. Now please start the second chapter. Thank you.
अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः सांख्ययोगः। सञ्जय उवाच तं तथा कृपयाविष्टम् अश्रुपूर्णाकुलेक्षणं विषीदन्तमिदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदनः। श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन क्लैब्यमास्मगमः पार्थ नैतत्त्वय्युपपद्यते क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप अर्जुन उवाच कथं भीष्ममहं संख्ये द्रोणं च मधुसूदन इषुभिः प्रतियोत्स्यामि पूजार्हा वरिसूदन गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावान् श्रेयो भोक्तुं भैक्ष्यमपीह लोके हत्वाथ कामांस्तु गुरूनिहैव भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरप्रदिग्धान् न चैतविद्मः कतरन्नो गरीयोः यद्वा जयेम यदि वा नो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषामः तेव स्थिताः प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्राः कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छेत्र्यस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्छोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमावसपत्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम् सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा कृषिकेशं गुडाकेशः परन्तप न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः तमुवाच कृषिकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचः श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं यन्यावादांश्च भाषसे गतासो न गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम् देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्याः तां स्थितिक्षस्व भारत यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ समदुःखसुखं धीरं सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते नासतो विद्यते भावो नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तस्त्वन् नयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः अविनाशि तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं ततं विनाशमव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हति अन्तवन्त इमे देहा नित्यस्योक्ता शरीरिणः अनाशिनो प्रमेयस्य तस्माद्युध्यस्व भारत य एनं वेत्ति हन्तारं यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम्
हरि ओम
उभौ
हरि
तौ
ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम
विजानीतो
हरि ओम Om. Thank you. Please stand up to where I have taught. No, don't stand beyond that. Thank you. Hari Om. Let's start. Om Makratunda Maha Akaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parambrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Shaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Tadashiva Samarambham Shankara Acharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryanta Mante Guru Paramparam Tutisputi Puranana Malayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Katavande Bhagavanto Punah Punaha Ishvaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavatyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Sri Chandrasekhara Gurum Pranamami Mudamaham Om. Host, can you please mute everybody and just unmute me? I had a lot of challenges getting unmuted. There are still some people who are not on mute. Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Sri Chandrasekhara Gurum Pranamami Mudamaham Om. Let's all chant Em Brahma. Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunmanti Dimyaistavaihi Vedai Sangha Padakramo Panishadair Gayantiyam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyantiyam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Om Shri Krishnaya Paramatmane Namaha Atha Srimad Bhagavad Gita Dvitiyodhyayaha Sankhya Yogaha Om Narayanah Parom Yaktat Andamam Yakta Sambhavam Andasyantastvime Lokaha Saptadvipa cha Medini Om. So let's all chant Sloka number. I think it is Sloka number 16. So anybody who is chanting before the class, please stop at the place till I have taught. Please don't chant beyond that. You plan such a way that you chant, then you can stop. No problem. Atha Srimad Bhagavad Gita Dvitiyodhyayaha Sankhya Yogaha Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Nasato Vidyate Bhavaha Na Bhavo Vidyate Sataha Ubhayorapi Drishtontaha Tvanayos Tattvadarshibihi. Together, to chant again, very important shloka. I have been saying that this is the essence of all the Upanishads. And today we'll discover, can somebody put the meeting note in the chat box? What we have sent as the meeting note? Okay. Thank you. Kalamalim. Thank you. Okay. Let's all chant again. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Nasato Vidyate Bhavaha Na Bhavo Vidyate Sataha Ubhayorapi Drishtontaha Tvanayos Tattvadarshibihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So why are we saying that this particular shloka is one of the most important shloka and actually contains the essence of all the Upanishads? Sarve Vedaha Yat Padamamananti. So that's what Kathopanishad says. What if all the Vedas are trying to explain, that supreme truth is what is explained in this shloka. And so if you want to take a step back, what is the context? Bhagavan wants to make Arjuna what? Now you answer the question. Now he wants to make Arjuna fight. Correct. Now you are in the picture. Okay, good. And what is the methodology? Bhagavan is using a threefold methodology. The first method, of course, as a friend, he spoke something. No? In the beginning. What are the slokas as a friend he has spoken? Immediately in the second chapter he says, Kutastva kashmalmidam vishame samupasthitam anarjushtam asvargyam no akirtikaram arjuna. All that was like a friend. Okay. It did not work out. Then what did Bhagavan do? He started philosophical. Very good. Yes, please put your name. Whatever your name is, please. Okay, Atmanathan. Okay, fine. I understand. Okay, you you're part of the team, right? Okay, yes, I can understand. Okay. First, the philosophical approach. Then, it won't work out, as you will see, as you go forward. Then he takes the dharmic approach. Then finally, the samanya, what vyavaharika jnanam, that is common sense approach he takes. Laukika jnana. Okay. Now, what is Bhagavan trying to tell Arjuna? He wants to make Arjuna fight. In the process, he wants to tell Arjuna certain things from philosophical standpoint as applicable to the situation. Are understanding? It is not that Bhagavan is telling something and the situation is something different. It is not irrelevant. Okay. It is very relevant because what Bhagavan is trying to communicate is there is only one reality. Everything else has no reality. Write down the statements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First thing, Bhagavan, it's all implied meaning. If you study Bhagavad Gita, Makki ka Makki, like other people say, you will not understand head or tail of the Slokha. This is the essence of all the Upanishads, and Bhagavan is not going to take Upanishad class. Here he is, what is Bhagavad Gita? Sarvopanishado gavo dogdha gopala nandanaha. That is the greatness of Bhagavan. So, Bhagavan is taking the essence of Upanishads and telling something very relevant to Arjuna in the context of the war. That's why we say Bhagavad Gita is very relevant to every aspect of life. It contains the Vedic teachings. It contains the Vedantic teachings in simple shloka form as applicable to us in our day-to-day lives. Only people who have studied completely Vedanta and then Bhagavad Gita can know the real connection between Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. For now, at least you start making notes so that one day you can sit and study Upanishads and then you'll understand how they are all connected. So, Bhagavan is telling the ultimate truth. Please understand, the greatest knowledge that one can get, I put in the meeting note, highest knowledge. Highest knowledge is what Bhagavan is saying in these shlokas from 211 to 225 up to 230. And what is that highest truth? Highest truth is there is only one reality. Then the question comes, sir, we are seeing million things around us, sir. So many different things we are seeing. What is that? As per our Vedanta, and it will come into experience when you study Vedanta, the traditional way through a traditional guru, that everything else is seemingly real, but actually unreal. There is only one reality, there is everything else is unreal. So, the first statement that you should have in your mind is Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. There is only one truth called Brahman. Jagan Mithya means Jagat. The entire Jagat means everything. In Jagat, the world, everything is included. Your own body, your own sense organs, mind, intellect, thought process, the entire material world, because everything is matter. I explained to you how consciousness is the only one that enlivens everything. I hope you remember all the 4 or 5 previous classes, right? That consciousness is only one and everything else is matter. That is the only reality. Everything else is unreal. And what is Bhagavan trying to say? Whatever interaction you are doing now with so-called Bhishma, Drona, whatever body that you are trying to so-called, you are thinking in your mind that you are going to kill them and they are going to go away. Bhagavan is saying you are interacting in an unreal world. That is actually not the supreme reality. That is only Vyavaharika Satyam, we say in Vedanta. It is only transactional. You have a duty to do your duty. The real truth, supreme truth is that Bhishma, Drona, all the people will always be Eternal. And what is the sloka about eternality? I hope you all have the text, no, whatever the notes. Hopefully you have downloaded the notes, printed it, kept it next to you. Sloka number 212 and 213. Correct. What did it say? Atma is eternal. Nityaha. Anatma anityaha. Atma nirvikaraha. Anatma savikara. You should not forget. I understand you all have challenges. You all were running from morning to night, pillar to post, getting your daily job done. But unless you take some quality time, sit down and study and integrate this thought, every day will be a new beginning. When will you make progress? When will you learn the real essence? Because it takes a lot of years to go into depth and understand. So I hope you will make some preparation before coming. This class is the most intense class in Bhagavad Gita. Once you understand this, rest of the thing becomes easy. Both your preparation, your mental state has to be very, very clear, clean, Shuddham to understand this. With Guru Bhakti, Shastra Bhakti only you can learn this. So Bhagavan is trying to say that the seemingly existent body of Bhishma Drona is not eternal. Mithya, write down. The mithya, last class I told you, this shloka is communicating one particular principle in the 10 commandments. The third commandment, what is that? Atma satya, anatma mithya. Mithya means seemingly real. What is the meaning of seemingly real? Seemingly real means that which appears real to the sense organs, but on investigating through jnana and using Vedanta as the means of knowledge, using Vedanta pramanam. I told you, pramanam, pramata, prameya, triputi. So pramanam is the means of knowledge, pramata is the knower, prameyam is the known. So only when you wear the glasses, I don't want you to wear glasses, I'm telling you. You should look at entities through Vedanta Jnanam. Then only all this will be applicable. Otherwise, everything is real, everything is as usual, can keep on running. Because to explain that everything is real, you don't need Vedanta. Yes or no? Rajendran sir, nah. That mobile is real. This body is real. The world is real. Sun is real. So today, if you see actually in the morning at 4:30, you can see all the 4 planets. You can see Shukran, that is Venus, Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, all in a beautiful line. Okay, you will see it is real. I am saying it. But you require some other means of knowledge. That some other means of knowledge is Vedam or Vedantam to be precise. Vedanta is a means of knowledge. Write down, Pramanam. I told one statement in the beginning at 2:11. Lakshana Pramanabhyam Vastu Siddhihi. By analyzing the nature of reality through Pramanam, through means of knowledge, you cannot use your own brain. You park your brain somewhere, use Vedanta, follow Vedanta, understand reality, then you can use all arguments. Then you can come back with a lot of arguments saying it is not right, but we have got enough proof to say this is the right philosophy. So first follow with Shraddha, understand. Acharya says, in Sadhana Panchakam, what does he say? Vakyarthascha vicharyatam dhutimatas tarkono sandhiyatam dustarkastu viramyatam. Srutisharaf pakshas samasriyatam, he says there, Srutimatas tarkonu sandhiyatam, second sentence. So, Srutimataha tarkaha, according to Shrutis, you do the argument, then only you will get the knowledge. So Bhagavan is trying to say that the body of Bhishma Drona is unreal. The reality is the pure consciousness. So, even if you kill them, actually they will be eternal, point 1. Your job is special dharma for you as a kshatriya, vishesha dharmam. You have to fight against adharma, so you have to do the war. That is the overbearing principle, but the details are atma tattvam. So please understand Bhagavan's greatness. Bhagavan is using a situation We call a topical situation to give the highest knowledge. Now, what is the highest knowledge that is told in the Upanishads? I told you, all this comes in Upanishads, right? Now, write down the Upanishad statement from Chandogya Upanishad. There was a small boy called Shvetaketu. He went to his father. See, in Upanishad, a lot of stories are there. A small boy called Nachiketas goes to Yamadharmaraja. Okay, like that, a small boy called Bhrigu goes to his father in Taittiriya and asks for knowledge of Brahman, which you are studying in Taittiriya Upanishad. If you're interested, please come and learn. Okay, so in that particular, it's called Sadvidya Prakaranam in Chandogya Upanishad. Sadvidya, the knowledge of the truth, the knowledge of the eternal. In that, the teacher's father is teaching his son, hey Somya, my dear boy, please understand. Sadeva Somya idamagra asit ekamevadvitiyam. What a powerful sentence it is. Sadeva Somya idamagra asit ekamevadvitiyam. That means what? Atmanathan, Supramatam. Sat eva Somya. Hey Somya, Sateva. There's only one reality that was existing even before the seeming manifestation of the world. And even after the manifestation of the world, there is only one reality. And how do you define that? Ekameva advitiyam. Ekam eva. You understand, right? Ekam eva means what? Ekam eva. Evakara means what? Definitively. Bhanumati madam, please follow lessons. Ekam eva. There is only one, and that is advitiyam. That means you may think there is one reality and also possibly another reality. So the Upanishad mantra is saying Ekam eva is one way, positive emphasis that there is only one. Advitiyam, there is no two. That means what? Everything else that appears other than the one reality have to fall into what category? Common sense now. If Upanishad mantra is saying there is only Sat, only one reality, Rajandan, correct. It should fall into category of Mithya. Mithya is a beautiful term in Vedanta. Mithya gives you a lot of comfort. What is the comfort from Mithya? Mithya, the Mithya principle says that no, Guru Swami, it is seemingly real. Write down. Mithya means seemingly real. It is real for your sense organs and mind, but when investigated from the standpoint of knowledge through Vedanta, then only you will be able to make it unreal. You can negate the reality of the universe only by knowledge. Right, the next point. Why do we call this Jnana Margam, which many people even don't come, many people even don't know. Many people study Bhagavad Gita, but they don't know Jnana Margam. So unless you know Jnana Margam, you will not understand these verses. So the supreme truth is the only reality. Everything else is what? Seemingly real. And what is seemingly real mean? That which is real to the sense organs and the mind, organs of knowledge and the mind. Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandham, that is hitting you every day. And the mind. But on investigation, it becomes unreal. Example. Lot of examples are there. Classic example we give is if you are driving on the road on a slightly sunny day, or if you have been through a desert expedition, from far you will see there is a mirage, water accumulation. You will think water is there. And you go there, you exactly mark, maybe it is below a tree. Okay. And when you go there, what do you see? There is no water. That means what? From far, it was really water. But when you went near, what happened? There was no water. So seemingly real from far, but when you went near, the water is not there. That means what? When you went near, you got clarity. Similarly, when you are looking at the world, you are, so what do you say the state of understanding when you see from far? Do you say your state of knowledge is with knowledge or with ignorance? After you go and understand, follow the lessons properly. After you go and understand that there is no water, what will you say? Bhanumati madam, please don't, please follow the lessons. Last warning. Please don't try to preempt what I am saying or try to put something on the chat box. Okay, thank you. So when you see from far, something appeared, right? And when you went near, that thing was not existent. So what do you say, state of mind when you are seeing it from far? It is one of knowledge or ignorance? It is a state of what? Ignorance. Follow the lessons correctly. Ignorance. After you went there and found out that there is no water, then only you understood that there is no water. Correct? Only when you understand reality, you will know that you are ignorant before. I don't know. That's why Bhanumati madam, Vijay, all of you follow lessons properly. You can read something here, there, put some chat box. You will never understand Vedanta for life unless you follow systematically. So you will know that you are ignorant. You were ignorant earlier only when you know the reality, only when you know the truth. So unless you study Vedanta systematically, understand the ultimate truth, you will never even know that you are in ignorance. Are you getting the point? You are in ignorance and you cannot say, I am not ignorant. That's what is happening today. I know everything. Are you understanding the difference? It is a very, very, huge, reality that you have to wake up to. Because what is happening? Your 5 sense organs and mind are only communicating to your mind and intellect that everything, pictures and sound and smell and taste and touch, it is communicating and you believe it's real. And you think that I know everything. I know about myself. But unless you use a different means of knowledge which is beyond the 5 senses and mind, the Vedas are meant for revealing to you that truth that is beyond the ken of senses. Do you know there is Sarga? Has anybody gone to Sarga and come and told you how it is Sarga? Please tell me, Ganapati Anuradha madam. Sarga, can somebody explain? Why? Why? Because the first criteria to go to Sarga is you should die. If you have done Punyam, you have to die and then only go to Sarga. You cannot go alive, unless you are Nachiketas, you can go alive to where Yamadharmaraja and other Loka and come back. You understand what I am saying? So, what is the Pramanam that Sarga exists? Pramana means of knowledge. What is the proof? What is the proof? Vedas, very good. Now you are coming in line. So anything that is beyond the ken of senses, without the Vedas, you cannot establish. So if anybody is saying, I can prove reality, I can prove that truth exists without Vedanta, he should be called asampradayavit. He cannot be called a sampradayavit at all, first of all. Are you understanding what I am saying? Unless you are a student of Vedas and Vedanta, you cannot establish the reality because it is not subject to intellectual analysis. After studying through the Vedas, you will use intellectual analysis, arguments, counter-arguments, why it cannot be, why the unreal existence cannot be real. Those things can be subject to discussion. Are you getting the point? In the 4th sutra of Brahma Sutram called Tattu Samanvayat, I've told you earlier, please make a note in this context. Acharya Shankara says in his Bhashyam, see that Tattu Samanvayat, Tad Brahma, Sarvajnaha, Sarvashaktihi, Jagadutpatti Sthitилaya Karanam, Vedanta Shastra Deva Avagamyate. Please understand, only by Vedanta Shastra you can understand the reality. There is no other way. And the first requirement for a student of Vedanta, or person who is trying to investigate the truth, The quality one should have is called Shastra Vishwasa Shali. Write down. A person should trust the Shastras. If you don't trust the Shastras, you cannot make any progress in Vedanta. The path is you follow the Shastras, understand the reality, then it will come into experience, then you can go back and then use all your arguments, analysis to prove what you have understood and realized. You understand the process? So why I am saying is follow the process. So much of story I am saying is because you have to patiently follow the process, study Vedanta systematically under a competent teacher, under a sampradaya with a teacher, not somebody who invented something new on their own. Follow that path, reach the goal, reach the destination. Like you go to the place where you thought a mirage is there and understood there is no water. Like that, when you reach the destination, you will know that the world you are seeing around is unreal. And it doesn't mean that it will not exist. After getting knowledge, don't think a jnani will not see. Jnani also will see water as water. Srividya, okay, correct? Jnani, if a jnani will drink coffee also, jnani may drink. It's not that he will not drink. You cannot say for my Guruji used to say, for a jnani, in coffee, instead of sugar, you put, shika pudding solvanga. What do you call it? No? In English, what do you say? Because everything is one. Like that they will talk. Please understand, there is something called as Vyavaharika Satyam, something called as soap nut powder, Paramarthika Satyam. The Jnani knows both very well. He knows Paramarthika Satyam also well. He knows Vyavaharika Satyam also well. So a jnani is the most efficient in action. Please understand. Once you get Advaitha Jnanam, you will be the most super efficient person even in Vyavaharam. Just because you are jnani, you cannot, see, depending on your prarabdham, whether you want to be a grahastha, I keep saying, once you get jnanam, whatever your role is, housewife, teacher, lawyer, engineer, doctor, chartered accountant, athlete, can be sportsman, you will do your job perfectly. And because you will know both the realities very well. So, understood? So, Sadeva Somya Idamagra Asit Ekameva Dvitiyam. Okay, that is one. Then, next corollary you have to take is Gaudapada Karika, which I told earlier. Maya Matram Idam Dvaitam Advaitam Paramarthataha. Entire world is only seemingly real. Maya, Mithya are interchangeable words. Advaitam Paramarthataha. Ekameva Dvitiyam Advaitam. Now that reality that is spread everywhere, that is what we call Sarvavyapakaha, is also the reality that is existing in you, is the only reality in you, which we talked as pure consciousness. You understand, no? And everything explained to you. And how do you say that that same reality that is there everywhere is also the reality in you? Once again, you should know Upanishads for it. Taittiriya Upanishad says, I hope some of you attended our classes. Enna Atmanathan, Radhakrishnan sir, you remember? Brahmananda Valli, first mantra, enna solradhe? Brahmavidapnoti param tadesha bhyukta Satyam Jnanamanantam Brahma Yo Vedanihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman So Oshnyute Sarvan Kamaan Saha Brahmana Vipaschiteti. So far is about how to understand Brahman. And it says Brahman has to be understood as the supreme consciousness principle existing in the secret cave of the heart, for argument's sake now, existing within you. Upanishad says how to understand Brahman. Then that Brahman is different from Atman, your nature. The mantra says Tasmadvaye Tasmad Atmana Tasmadvaye Tasmad Atmana Akashas Sambhutaha Akashad Vayuhu Vayo Ragnihi Agnerapaha Adhyah Prithvi Prithvyam Oshadhaya Oshadhibhyonnam Annat Purushaha. You should sit down, have that ekagra chittam and study Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita systematically. Then only this truth will come. Not putting some statement here and there, from there and here. Are you understanding what I am saying? This is the mantra which connects Brahman and Atman. Tasmadva. Tasmat means what? That Brahman, what was told? Brahmavidya apnoti param. That same reality, etasmat, it is here. This reality, same thing is here. And from this only what came? Atmanaha, from the individual principle, supreme consciousness is not different from Brahman. Akasha sambhutaha, first space was created. From space came Vayu, Vayu Ragnihi, Agne Rapaha, Adya Prithvi. So all this, what, Ganesh Ramurthi, konja overhead transmission, is going, we had overhead OHT lines, we have got, no. Konja, you have to spend call, you have got time for everything in the world, but we don't have time for understanding our own true nature. The reality, what Upanishad is saying, reality, what Bhagavan is saying in a very simple way. I am very happy you are spending time studying Gita, but I would really encourage you, come for detailed class Upanishad, study in more detail. Then only clarity will come. Otherwise you can keep on putting that, no, all the examples you can put. Example will only remain example. Example will not go inside you. Okay. So you understood? So what is Bhagavan trying to say? There is only one reality. Everything else is seemingly real, but actually unreal. So when you kill Bhishma Drona, really they are not going to go away. Atma Swarupam, they will always exist. So the Satyam, say Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, what I chanted now, that Satyam is what is coming here. Atma Satyaha, Anatma Mithya. So far, are you clear? Are you understanding? Dhanam madam, puriyudha? Systematica padikano. Systematica padichittu revise pannano. Appadan you will get it. Otherwise, you will keep on going up and down. 18 years you can study, but you will not understand. Okay. Now, finally, for all people who are all very much wedded to God with form. Enna Guru Arpan sir? Shivasayam enna? Nammalukella Bhagavan na Murti. Murti na very nice, excellent way to get Chitta Shuddhi. Murti ku Abhishekam pandrathu, Puja pandrathu, appuram bhajana pandrathu, Gudikkarathu, Nama Sankirtan, all that is fantastic. And so we say what? As per our Vedas and our Shastras, there are 30 crore gods. Correct? Naveen Balwat, our Shastra says 33 crore gods. Some intelligent person comes and says, no, there are only 33,000 gods. And somebody comes and says, there are only 33 gods. And finally people like us will say there are only 3 gods. What are the 3 gods? What are the 3 gods? You should name Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Adukku we give consort to that. Enna kudukurom? Brahmaku Saraswati kudukurom. Yeah, Srishti pannaka moola venume vaadradhukku. If you are born, it is not enough. You have some knowledge to live in the world. So we have given Saraswati to Brahmaji. Then Vishnu, who is now taking care of the entire world. Napa? Kasedan Kadavulappa. And the Kadavulukkum idu theriyumappa. So for Mahavishnu, we gave Lakshmi. Look at our sages beautifully. They said money is very important for life. So, Kalviya, Selvama, Veerama. Finally, you may have both Vidya and you may have money. If you don't have Dhairyam, somebody will take all your money away. So, you need Parvati. The triads. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. And also we gave all these things. All the puja you do, very nice to get Chitta Shuddhi. So, we come to 3. If you come from 33 crore to 3, you have made a great progress. What is the next level? N.K. Venkataraman sir, Suprabhatam. From 3, where you have to go? You have to go to 1 God. Very good. Suman, very nice. So, then some great Mahanubhava will come and teach you and say there is 1 God. And you say there is only 1 God. 1 God appears as 3. Ekam Satu Vipraha Bahuda Vadanti. All that we will say. But you know what is the real reality of our Sanatana Dharma and Vedas? Some people say there are 33 gods, 3 gods and 1 God. We say there is only God. Write down. This is a very important statement. Full credit to Swami Dayananda Saraswati, our Paramaguru's Guru. Fantastic statement. You can take it for life. I am telling you, we are even beyond 1 God. There is only God. Then what are the rest? From one God, Lakshmi, very good. On God, very good. I think it is a spelling mistake. You have to move from one God to only God. Deities I'll explain later. You have to be patient. How deities are there, how deities are real, all will describe. Okay. You understand now? This sloka is saying there is only God. The story is not just irrelevant. We don't do anything irrelevant. We don't invent anything. Okay. So it is only God, and that is the only truth. So Atma, Brahman is the only truth. Atma, Satyaha. What? Anatma, Jagat is Mithya. This is what? To prove this only all the Vedantas have started. Hopefully they will reach the ears of all the mumukshus and you get jnanam. But at least you get a glimpse. It is a great journey from 33 crore gods to 33,000 gods to 33 gods to 3 gods to 1 God. From that 1 God to only God, the biggest challenge, because when you come to only God, you have to negate the entire universe and creation. And that is the biggest challenge of Advaita Vedantam, which even great scholars of other Vedantam don't understand. We will get to it at some point in time, so that by God's grace you get Advaita Jnanam. Okay, there is one wonderful shloka. Ishvaranugrahadeva pumsam Advaita Vasana. Sir, Advaita Vasana vartukke Ishvara Anugrahat eva. Somebody is in unmute mode. Ishvara Anugrahat eva pumsam Advaita Vasana. That Advaitam, there is something called Advaitam. Ekamevad-dvitiyam. Only one reality, only reality. Even to start thinking on those lines, you need Mahapunyam. Then further, Muktirno Shatajanma Koti Sukruter Punyer Vina Labhyate. Aneka Shatajanma Koti Punyamanda, you will get that, and you, if you are blessed, you may get it in this life itself. Because we don't know. Do we know how much of karma balance is there? Do we know that? Do any one of us know how much of karma balance is there? Do we know that? It is like this. One gentleman went to one great Swamiji and said, how do I know how much of karma is available? What should I do to get rid of my karma? All the karma thing that is there, prarabdha, sanchita is behind me. And so the great Swami said, he pointed to a nail in the wall and asked, by just looking at it, can you tell how much deep that nail is, how much effort is required to remove the nail from the wall? It's a new wall, new nail. Nah, are you getting the point? Can you, without putting in effort, know how much deep the nail is in the wall and how much effort is required for the anvil to pull that nail? You don't know. Similarly, unless you start putting effort, move on the path of Vedanta and see how the knowledge is it arising in my mind? Am I able to make progress? Is all this appears something that I can, it's palatable or not? That path only will tell you how much of karma balance is left. And your interest to study Vedanta, attend more Vedanta classes, sit in Vedanta class, go through this again and again. That will show whether you are in the right path. That will show how much of karma is left. And if Bhagavan's grace is there, Acharya Anugraham is there, in this life itself, you can get it. You have to try. As I said, no, unless you try, you will not know whether you get it. Without even trying and standing at the shore, you cannot say, sir, this sea is very rough, sir. I cannot go to the other bank, but anytime here somebody is going to come and hit you or kill you, you will try to stay here. What you will do? You will try to take a ship or a boat and go into the sea and try to cross the ocean, right? So similarly, Janma dukkham, jara dukkham, jaya dukkham, punah punaha, samsara sagaram dukkham, tasmat jagrata jagrata. Unless you arise and awake to this reality, and I need to cross this ocean of samsara and reach the other shore, which is what? Satchidananda Swarupam. What? Eternal bliss. What we call Brahmavidya is being done for what? Established for what? Eternal bliss. So, the knowledge, the ancient wisdom for eternal bliss, unless you take the path, you will not get it. So, Bhagavan is saying here, please understand, my dear Arjuna, there is no existence for the unreal. Now, subject matter, Bhagavad Gita. Unreal cannot have any existence. I'll put it in the active voice. Unreal can never have existence, and there is no non-existence for the real. There is two negatives. No non-existence for the reality. That means what? Reality will always have existence. Another way to understand this sloka is, unreal will never have any existence. Can you rephrase this, please? Reality will always have existence. Unreal will not have any existence. And then what is that we are saying then unreal is having? Unreal is having seeming existence. Seemingly existent. Very good. Govind Thirumalai. Excellent. So, only reality will have permanent existence. Unreal will have only seeming existence. And for this, I told another shloka in the last class. I hope you all remember. For any entity, there are 5 aspects of an entity. You remember? There are 5 aspects. Lalita Ankaraj, very good. Write down. Asti bhati priyam rupam namachet yamsha panchakam adyatrayam brahma rupam jagadrupam tatodvayam. Konjam slokam padichanaka. Why do we study all these slokas? So that it will never leave you. Even after 50 years, you don't need any book. This book. My Guruji is like an encyclopedia. Anything you ask, he will say, where? Engappa book na book inge irukku. So, asti bhati priyam rupam namacha iti amsha panchakam. Namachet yamsha panchakam. Adukku sandhi vibhagam. Namacha iti amsha panchakam. Adyatrayam. So, I will give you the meaning of the shloka. Write down. Asti bhati priyam. Asti means existence. Bhati means cognitive. It's able to be cognized. Capability to get cognized. Priyam, there is an element of anandam or bliss. Once again, you should have Saitri Upanishad knowledge to understand how that existence also got bliss in it. Okay, Priyam. Then what? There is a namam. Namam means the name, rupam, form. 5 aspects. Can somebody write? Existence, cognitive capability, that is self-revealing capability, or anandam or bliss, is part and parcel of an entity. And there is also name and form. And this shloka beautifully says, Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam. Adyatrayam na Madalla vara moon. What is coming in the initial 3? What? Asti Bhati Priyam. Write down. Asti Bhati Priyam. Brahma Rupam. It is part of Brahman. In the Asti Bhati Priyam, what is there? Asti is there. In Sanskrit, be careful. Asti is different from Asti. Na. Asthina na. Mahapranam, then it becomes what? Some Sanskrit students. Actually, bone. Bone. It is bones, correct, very good. Right meaning is bones. When you burn a body, bones don't get burnt. That's ashes oda sendu varudhu bone. Adukku da asti na ashes nanchittu irukom. Bone da. Okay. Asti illa asti. Asti means existence. Na. Vedaha asti, aham asti, Bhagavan. Asti na irukku. Iripinai. We say in Tamil, Iripinai. Isness, existence. That asti, existence, comes only from Brahman. So I keep on using the example. So when I use a pen here, what is the existence? Where does existence of the pen come from? Existence of the pen comes from Brahman. And what is the nature, or what can be owned by the pen? If suppose pen was able to speak, you know what the pen should say? You know what? My contribution is only name and form. Add guna. My existence actually is because of Brahman. Ravi NG, very good. Very nice. So, the moment you wake up to this reality, Anadimaya ya suptaha yada jivah prabudyate ajamanitramasvapnam advaitam buddhyate advaitam buddhyate tada. Then only you'll understand. So, when I am existing, I say that this body, sense organ, mind, intellect is not actually part of Brahman. It is part of Anatma. My existence connects with actually is because of the supreme reality. That much you understand. For now it is good enough. So, There is no non-existence for the real. All reality will always exist. Now what? Now the beauty. There are people who know the truth of both these. It is not enough to know only 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 to know there is only one reality. Another aspect is what is not reality, seeming reality. So one has to know both these truths. Bhagavan is beautifully put it. I am telling you. To explain this sloka will take 3-4 classes. I am trying to do it in half a class if possible. So you have to know that there is one reality. Only one reality which is always existent. There can be no non-existence for this reality. And the rest are all having so-called existence, only seemingly existent. It is borrowing its existence from the ultimate truth principle, Satyam. That is what is only real. Okay. So that is what Bhagavan is saying. The truth of both these is indeed seen by the seers of the truth. Once again, passive voice. Only people who get Atmajnanam, Brahmajnanam will understand the truth of both these. Why should we waste our time knowing this? Next question comes, right? Sir, there are so many things to do in life, sir. Bala Natarajan, after this, you have to take rest. Tomorrow morning, next project is coming. Boss is chasing you. Markets are not behaving properly. No, one day up, one day down. So much of tension is there. We don't know, even investment is not working properly. I manage this, everything. Inflation is going, skyrocketing. Guru sir, 10% taandirtha US. So we are all bothered about so many things. You have to manage so many things. Economy, personal life, health, wealth. Why should you know all these things? Valid question or not? Andana madam, correct? So our Shastras say, my dear, if you know this, you will attain that eternal knowledge which will give you eternal bliss. Please understand. You can keep fighting all these battles. And what you will do, if you don't understand this truth here in this life, you will be born again to fight another battle, set of battles in another planet or maybe in this earth also. God alone knows. In which form and fashion, whether human body, some other body, we don't know. 𝐈𝐦𝐻𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐚𝐧𝐭 tathasathyamasti nachedihavedi mahati vinashti. So that is the biggest loss if you don't understand. And the culmination of this knowledge is supreme bliss, supreme peace, supreme happiness. And this happiness or bliss is called independent happiness, infinite happiness, ever happy, irrespective of what happens to your surroundings. You please observe. Other than this, everything else is dependent happiness. When my health is fine, I'm happy. When my wife is fine, I'm happy. When my husband is fine, I'm happy. My son is fine, I'm happy. Wealth is fine, I'm happy. Now look at it. When emotions are fine, I'm happy. Otherwise, I'm not happy. Whereas when you get this jnanam, you really negate everything else, including your own body, your sense organs, your mind. That is Satyam. That is your true nature. And everything else is unreal. But the paradox of life is that, Mamta Kandelwal madam, please understand, paradox of life is that it's like going to a theatre. People go to theatre knowing that what is appearing on screen is real or unreal. Jagat Trivedi ji, Suprabhatam. People go, now everybody is waiting, no? Coronavirus is gone. So you all can go out, go around, see everything, see theatre. Raja Sagar, do you know it is unreal? If you know it is unreal, why are you paying money? $50, $100 going and seeing unreality? Arey bhai, you are all saying unreal, right? Why is the entire, you may be knowing unreal. There are millions of people going to theatre. Do they know it is unreal or real? The beauty is, even though you may know it's unreal, but you seek pleasure from unreal. You think that real is what, that is real is what you think. What is the reality in the theatre? Please tell me. There is only one reality. 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸
Somya, Sadeva Somya Idamagra Asit, Ekameva Dvitiyam. You can apply it there. Everything else that comes on the screen, it is unreal. Shweta Arun, correct? Nah. But what people do? People spend $100 per head, including ticket, Coca-Cola, all those things. And then what? The seemingly real you want to see, or whatever it is you think is real. And the beauty is, what is the next beauty? Amit Gupta ji. The seemingly real or unreal picture is covering the entire screen. It is not allowing you to recognize the screen until intermission comes. See, I am not gone to theatre for the last 30-40 years. Okay. So, but I think somewhere they will stop the Ritwij. They put an intermission, right? So that you know there is a reality behind all this picture. Right? The screen is being shown. When they show the screen, then you know, oh, because of the screen only all this picture is coming. But anyway, you are waiting for the next episode to continue. That is a life. So that is only reality. If I say Ritwij, if people are given are asked to buy a ticket $100, go to a theatre, only see the screen. Because that is only real. No. The reality is only screen, right? I will say, I'll show you, I will call all of you show only screen. Will you pay $100 for that? You will not pay. Similarly, even if I teach you free Vedanta and say that is reality, you will not come and study Vedanta. Because our mind, our sense organs are what? Paranchikhani vyatarat swayambhuhu. Tasmat parang pashyatina antaratman. We want to revel in the sense organs and sense pleasures. Kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanam ikshate. Avritta chakshur amritatvam icchan. Only when you awake to this reality that I need to study Vedanta, I need to understand reality, you look inward and get that knowledge of supreme reality called Satyam. So, Padavibhaga now. Na asataha vidyate bhavaha. Na abhavaha vidyate sataha. Ubhayoho api drishtaha antaha tu anayoho tattvadarshibhihi. Now, Anmaya. Now, very difficult to understand. This is not an easy shloka. When you do Padavibhaga, it becomes more complicated. So, vidyate na bhavaha. Vidyate na bhavaha is the Anvaya for the first sentence. Break it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vidyate. There is no. Vidyate means what? It cannot be said. It cannot be understood. So in colloquial language, we say that nakara means no. Vidyate means what? You cannot cognize. So when you put together vidyate na, there is no. It is not there. Vidyate na means it is not. What is not there? Bhavaha. Bhavaha means existence. Bhavatiti bhavaha. That which manifests itself as existence. So there is no existence. Vidyatena bhavaha. For what? Asataha. So, na asataha vidyate bhavaha should be rephrased as vidyatena bhavaha asataha. So there is no existence for the unreal. Now to supply some terms to understand this shloka. Now supply something called as intrinsic to the word existence. So now understanding will be, there is no intrinsic existence for the unreal. Swabhava satta is not there. To be very, very technical Sanskrit wise, satta means existence is not swabhava of matter principle. So there is no existence. Asataha. Asataha means unreal. Unreal means matter principle. Anything that is not conscious is matter principle. So there is no intrinsic existence for the unreal. So we are seeing it existing. So where is existence coming from? Please tell me, Vijayalakshmi. Existence again over there. Existence is coming from Brahman. Very nice, very good. Simple example. I give you a radio or a tape recorder or a video or what a TV. Can it sing or do something until current comes in it? So you can say TV is there. Is TV functional? Is TV functional unless current comes in it? Similarly, the only reality in the TV is the current. If it is not there, your TV won't work. Similarly, For the unreal matter principle, there is no existence, borrowed existence. So write down this sentence carefully. For the unreal, its own natural intrinsic existence is not there. And this is called mithya. For example, pot. A pot doesn't have existence on its own. What is the reality in the pot? If you have mud pot, what is the reality in the mud pot? The clay or the mud is the reality. Why? When you break the pot form goes away, but the clay remains. Are you understanding what I am saying? I make a pot out of clay and I call it what? Pot. The term pot has got reality in what? It has got its own intrinsic reality as pot. Only the name and form is what is associated with the pot. The intrinsic reality is what? Mud. Are you getting the point? Raja Sagar, very good. Mud is the intrinsic reality and pot is a seeming reality. Very difficult to comprehend. You have to actually start shifting your mind to a different sphere to get this knowledge. Are you getting what I am saying? In the mud pot, pot is the only reality. Well, mud is the only reality. Pot is only seemingly real. Similarly, in your gold ornaments, all of you are wearing gold ornaments. Ears, what is this? Chain, bangle, ears. What is the reality in all your golden ornaments? So my Swami used to tell a wonderful joke. If you think that gold is not the reality, he will say, you give me the gold and you keep the ornament. Sarita Pilla, okay. You think no, gold is not the very ornament design. We all go, what do we go to the shop for? We go to the shop to look at this design, that design, triangle design, that, no, right? So we want design. But the shopkeeper is bothered how much gold is going to get sold. Sundar VK, correct? Huh? Shopkeeper is not bothered whether you take a triangle design, round design, circle design. He is not bothered. For him, how many grams they are going to buy. He will sell everything and anything to get his gold out. My Swami used to say in a jeweler shop, the jeweler is the Atma Jnani, Brahma Jnani. He sees reality of gold. We fools are going looking at design. Not knowing how much, gram. The gram alone, the Purusha is the problem because they have to pay bill. You'll be thinking in the mind, don't buy that because it's 100 grams. Buy 50 grams, you'll be thinking, right? So, please understand, gold ornament and gold, what is the reality? Gold ornament cannot be gold unless the gold is the essential nature or the essential existential nature of the gold ornament. So, gold is the reality, ornament is nama rupam. Clay is the reality, pot, other different kinds of utensils are all nama rupam, name and form. The day you understand that everything that is manifested in something called a name and form is not real, the reality is something different, you are entering Advaita Vedantam. So next, that is the first point. There is no intrinsic existence for the unreal. Next, vidyate na abhavaha. Very important. Earlier statement was vidyate na bhavaha. Here, vidyate na abhavaha. There is no non-existence. That is, two negatives are there. When we say there is no non-existence, what should you say? There is always existence. Are you getting the point? So, vidyate na abhavaha. There is no non-existence. Non-existence is not there for what? Sataha. Sataha for the real. Raja Sagar, you got the formula, right? So, if you are becoming a Pandita, who is the Pandita? Who is the Pandita? Panditaha na anushochanti. Connected to the first 211. Panditaha. If you want to be Pandita, you should know this. How should you know? Bhavaha asataha bhavaha na vidyate. Sataha abhavaha na vidyate. Write down another way to understand. You write like this, then you will understand. See, asataha bhavaha na vidyate. For the unreal, there can be no existence. Another beautiful way to understand. Asataha bhavaha na vidyate. Sataha abhavaha na vidyate. Sataha, for the real. Abhavaha, non-existence cannot happen, means it always exists. Clear, huh? So, what is all this name and form that is coming? Upanishad says, Vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam mrittiketyeva satyam Ram Nam Subho. Na, you want to chandu Vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam is only words, play of words. The word that mud, word that is pot, it is tumbler, it is utensil, is all only word. Vacharambhanam, vikaraha, different forms. Nama, rupa. Vacharambhanam is what called name. Because you have to utter a name, right? Walk, comes from walk. Vikaram, different form. Name and form, name and form, name and form is the entire world. What? Mrittiketyeva satyam. Mrittika means mud. Mud is the reality of all the mud utensils. So that is what it's saying here. So now, please understand. Now, formula very clear now. See, for what is the formula? Asataha bhavaha na vidyate. Sataha abhavaha na vidyate. Both of them, the common is na vidyate. Please write in the chat box. Okay, this is how you understand this complex shloka. Very difficult to understand. One is a lot of intense, it's called, here it is called tapasa Brahmavidya yasya jnanamayam tapaha. You have to sit down. All the Shravanam Mananam should continue to reveal this truth. I will stop at this. Now we will continue for the remaining part of the shloka. Now what is the Bhagavan saying? Antaha. Antaha here means technically the end. Correct? Antamna lang theri. Antana end is Vedantam. Vedanta solren liya. And what is the end? It's called ultimate. Here Antaha means ultimate. And supply the word truth. This ultimate truth. Antaha here means what? Rajasagar. Antaha na end. End na annenge. What does end mean here? The truth. The ultimate truth. What is the ultimate truth here? Ubhayoho api anayoho. Of both these. Of what two are there? What are the two things that are there here? What? Asataha bhavaha na vidyate. Sataha abhavaha na vidyate. These two aspects, that is antaha, that is the truth. That is ultimate reality, ultimate truth, that ubhayoho. Ubhayo means what? Two. Na ubhayoho na 𝐈𝐻𝐿𝐸 solren liya. Ubhayoho na two. Api anayoho. These. Anayoho, when you do puja, no? Through all these means you are doing puja, right? So, ubhayoho api anayoho, of both these. Shashti vibhakti. Ubhayoho anayoho. Tu drishtaha is indeed seen. So, both aspects are indeed seen by whom? Tattva-darshibihi. Tattvam. One who knows Tattvam. Darshibihi means a seer. Tattvam means ultimate truth. So, this ultimate truth is clearly seen, indeed seen. What is to both these? The truth of both these. Ubhayoho anayoho api. ரொம்ப complex is it. Ubhayoho anayoho api. Of both these, what? Antaha, the truth, or the ultimate truth. What? Tu drishtaha. But this person is able to see. Drishtaha is indeed seen. Allah karmani prayam. He is indeed seen. By whom? Tattva-darshivihi. Atma-jnani, Brahma-jnani, Panditaha. Same persons are coming here. Pandita is there. Tattva-darshivihi is told here. So, put in active voice. The knower of truth, the Brahma-jnani, Atma-jnani, will know the real essence, Antaha, reality or the truth of both these. Of what? The unreal can never have existence. The real will always have existence. So, if you want to put summary to the sloka in simple English, only an Atma-jnani, Brahma-jnani will know these two ultimate truth. What is that? The unreal can never have existence. The real can have no existence. And the formula we have got for this is the third commandment. It is Atma Satyaha, Anatma Mithya. Can 5 people say you understood this? Then I will close the class now. Clear? Okay? So, Atma Satyaha Anatma Mithya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Krishna 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 Shubhamastu Samasta San Mangalani Bhuntu. One small thing, I've been advised to speak as less as possible. I've got a very bad throat. I'm still pushing myself to take the class. So I'll not be able to take any questions till my throat improves. So please bear with me till then. Hari Om. We'll see next Saturday morning. That is your US morning and Saturday evening for India. Hari Om.